Hello, my friends. Howdy. Hola. Aloha. How's everyone doing? Hello, Margot. We missed you in the last stream. Zender, hello, welcome. Kaylee, glad to have you here. Missed you in the Pro Writing Age stream. J Sam, how's it hanging? Hope everyone's doing well. Ariana, hello. Glad to have you here. Thanks for showing up. Always a good time. I gotta tell you, we goofed off a bit. We did some goofing last live stream. So I feel like we gotta make up for it today by putting in the work, you know? By doing our sprints. No 45 minutes of tier lists, but actual writing. We definitely did some goofing yet. Sometimes, look, I want to bring you the productive live streams. Sometimes I need to goof. Sometimes I need to gaff. Sometimes I just need that to get my spirit back. And we're so back. We're so back. Kiara, hello. Hello, nice to see you. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. Whether or not you've been able to do writing already, or you're just buckling down for some good writing time, we're gonna do it today. You're not allowed to die on us today, Mentor. Look, if that's what the people want, if the people want the old mentor dying in their story, I gotta give the people what they need. I took the tier list and wrote an outline for a comedy. Hey, that's productive. What we like to see. Yeah, today is going to be a writing kind of day. I wonder if we can get a full 4 sprints done today. Ah, Suzanne. Wow. I never know if someone's subscribing in the live stream or if they've just stumbled upon one of my videos somewhere, chosen to subscribe. But if you see that, that's a good thing. It says, I much prefer it when my old mentors retire with the... Oh. Little Ero can only dream. Iro? Ero? Not fact check that. Uncle. We call him... I think the kids call him Unk Ero now. I think they say he's Unk. Willow, hello. Unk Ero. War Bagel, long time no see. Hello, hello. Kenneth, wow, we got the whole crew showing up. Hello, hello. Iro, thank you, Kenneth. Johnny, glad you're able to join us today. We missed you in the Pro Writing Aid stream. For anyone who hasn't checked out the Pro Writing Aid streams, it's pretty chill. I mean, it's more structured than this one, which means we don't goof off for 40 minutes. So there's a good side. But also there's less time to chat and ask questions and talk story, which is something I really like. But highly recommend you come check it out if you haven't already. Cool, it's chill. There's a lot of people there. And also it's on Zoom, which I don't know if that's better or worse. All right, so let me tell you where I'm at in my story. And then I would love to hear where you are in your story. So right now, also, by the way, oh, Jumper, hello, hello. Also, I just put in that video for how to use Scrivener. I think it's a pretty good, it's not like here, I'm gonna click you through every single step kind of tutorial, but like, okay, you open up a new Scrivener folder or a file, I mean, and you know, like you see this tool in front of you, how do you go about using it? Which I think it kind of sets you off in the right direction. Even since doing these live streams, and I filmed that video a couple weeks ago, even since doing these live streams, I've figured out a couple cool new Scrivener tricks that I want to put together for a video. So I'll be trying that in the near future. But hey, if you've ever been wanting to try Scrivener, in my story that I've been working on in these live streams, I am almost caught up to where I originally had my initial draft. I'm almost caught up to that point in the plot, which means that we're about to go into new territory, which is exciting. I have a really fun scene I'll be working on over the next 2 sprints, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we get to the exciting incident. That's what I'm working on. Gara, I've been wanting to learn how to use Scrivener. Look, I know a lot of people get confused about something like the compiling for your story. For when you're done with your manuscript, you're ready to go put it out somewhere in the world or upload it into Google Docs for editing or some sort of collaboration. But there's a lot to do and a lot to write before you have to worry about compiling. So that's why we got a whole other video coming. Willow says in about 5,000 to 7,000 words from now, I'll be caught up with my draft. Willow, that's what? 2 days? 2 days? By the end of this week, you'll be caught up with the old draft. It'll be here before you know it. How's everyone doing with their stories? What are you looking at working on today? What sort of progress are you hoping on making? Are you hitting any sort of speed bumps, roadblocks, things that are leaving you confused for how to progress? Love to hear if there's something you're working on. And then after that, we'll go into our first sprint today. Here, since editing Act 2 for Book 1, still writing the beginning of Argo. Last chapter, my zombie fell into a turned state and is going on a rampage, but we have another chapter with the other people before we can get back to him. Love the classic POV cliffhanger. A classic for a reason. Where Bagel says, I need motivation to get back into my story. You found it. Found it, because we're going to put 25 minutes on the clock and there's nothing else to do. Plan to get a chapter done? It's a short one. Love that, Margo. Margo, I looked at our track bear. You've left me in the dust. It was competitive in that first week, but you rode over the weekend. You maniac. Will says, I'm working on an argument with the mother and the daughter. The mother says the father has been long dead, while the daughter still believes he's alive. Rife for conflict. Bailey says, I need to figure out what to do with this issue I just discovered. One of my characters has spent 2 chapters talking to someone who I just realized would not share any language with. You see, I feel like this is particularly an issue with 2 genres, science fiction and fantasy, and you just happen to be writing a science fiction fantasy. Yeah, you got to do some, I think, some author attention. You gotta build some wiggle room into your story, where it's like, oh yeah, they've got a translator in their ear. Oh yeah, this person knows the trader language that everyone knows. Common tongue, maybe. Yeah, I feel like a lot of authors writing in those genres have a moment at some point where they're like, ooh, I have these 2 characters, but how would they possibly talk to each other? And sometimes a scene where you have characters learning the language can be fun. Other times it's just a total slog, because you know, as a reader, it's the scene's there just so you can have conversation. In my opinion. Translators, that's why I'm here. I forgot there was a language barrier. Classic. Warbigo, I love, Johnny says, I love the idea of having 2 characters having to communicate without any common language. Yeah, it sounds great in theory. It's really hard to write. It's hard to write because you're like, what? I need them to both point at a rock and both say the word for rock, and then suddenly dawn to them that, hey, maybe we're not so different after all. All right, all that being said, hey, it would be fun to chat, but hey, we're here to get work done. This is not a time to goof. This is a time to work, and this is a no fun zone. So why don't we get to writing? You heard it here first. That's the vibe I'm going for. All right, let's do some work. Of course, I'll be sharing my screen. I highly recommend and invite you to come right along with me for the next 25 minutes. Or if you're just working on something else, this is a great time to do it. So I'm putting 25 minutes on. I'll turn the music up. I'll turn my microphone off. You know how it goes. I'll see you guys in 25 minutes. sprint is done. That one wasn't long enough. I was so into the scene. I feel like I totally missed the entire time. Will got 400 words. Nice, nice. I got 806 on that sprint. It took a little bit for me to remember where this scene was going, but then once I was there, it was pretty easy. Margot, 763 words. Margot, those are rookie numbers. You're gonna have to, come on. I only say that to Margot because Margot already has like 30,000 words. Who else we got? So Will's at 400. Kaylee, 259. Nice. Michaela, 637. Helljumper, aka Spartans Never Die, 204. Let's go. Ariana, hey, 319. Nice. Margaret says, this chapter is probably only going to be 1,000 as opposed to my usual 2,000. We don't need to see 2,000 words worth of POV doing random yoga poses. And it's the Ryder Lee. Hello, Lee. They joined halfway, so not many words, but we'll see this next sprint. Hey, today we're focusing on productivity. I don't know if you were here the other day. I think you were here the other day, Lee. We were goofing off too much. Margot is just blatantly lying in chat, so I'm just no, I'm just kidding. Margot's already got 2,300 words. What a pro. Hey, Johnny managed to squeeze 100 words in. Let's go! Johnny's out of the slump. Welcome back. Hey, you write 100 words in one sprint, and that means when you go into the next sprint, you're already warmed up. That was the warm-up sprint. Easy. Watching Margot on Track Bear. That's Margot. That's Margot for you. Look at Track Bear real. Margot, was it you that said that you like to put in your word count after each sprint, or is that someone else? I can't recall. I haven't put in my words for today, but I did do my ones for yesterday. That's crazy. Boing, 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 boing. Man, look at this. This is cool though, with all these little graphs and lines. Who do we have down here? Purple, we got Laura. Is Laura in the chat? Laura's in, they've been in a couple of our streams. Making good progress, Laura. Love it. 16% of the way through your goal. You know, who's green here? Noble Ari Fish, is that Ariana? I wonder if that's Ariana. Ryder Lee, my progress line's flat because of the weekend and still having a cold. I get it. Also, where is Lee? Lee, what color are you in here? I guess I can scroll down and see. 40%. Hey. Hey, there's the Ryder Lee. Lantern Valley, gonna give Track Bear a good kick real soon. Yes, let's go. Will says how. Look, I can't speak for Margot, but as an outsider, I feel like this is where Margot thrives. A chance to just put the head down and do the work and create cool things. That's Margot. Probably reach 50K in another 6 to 8 days. That's crazy, yeah. What else we got in here? Jeff joined the other day. I wonder if Jeff put in a bunch of their stuff. Oh, Bra's in here. Bra's been making good progress. It's also worth saying Margot is a pro at November sprints. Has a great write-up that they posted in the Discord linking off to their Substack about some of their tips for success that they've seen other authors talking about, some advice that they've gathered from different events. A really great read. You should definitely check out their Substack. Willow, are you this purple one, or is that Kaylee? That's Kaylee. Yeah, I think this thing's track bear is pretty cool. I bet we could do something really fun with this in the community. Even, I mean, it's already fun, already cool. Nice, Lantern Valley joining shortly. Sauteed onion and ghost peppers. Who's getting punished? There's another view here that shows you of all of the writing done in a single day, how much everyone contributed. And look at this. Oh, I thought that was all Margot because they're all green. I was like, look at Margot on this day, but it's a bunch of different people who happen to all be green. Maybe maybe could use some more colors over here. Track bear? I was like, God, Margot, what the heck? Which one am I? What color am I? I'm a red. The best color. I'm the only red. I know, Margaret. We all need more unique colors. I know there are more colors than this. Come on. All right. Pretty cool, though. Pretty cool. Been liking the track bear. You should also be, if you're doing any of the Pro Writing Aid events, you should also be putting your words in over there so you get cool badges. You don't get badges on track bear. For what it's worth. What other kind of things can you do here? You could track words, time, pages, chapters, scenes, lines. Fundraiser mode. Everyone's progress will be counted separately. I'll do more research on that. I wonder if there's something else we could do, some other cool event. All right, we're getting sidetracked. We're going on side quests. Let's do another sprint. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's right. Margot was chilling like a villain. Chilling like a villain. Hoping to get one more sprint in before I start making dinner. Kaylee, boom, let's do it. That's the motivation I needed for our next sprint. Ouch. 25 minutes. You know the deal. See you on the other side. The second writing sprint is done. How'd everyone do? I ended with about 1,200 words. About on pace. About. Kiera, nice. 448. Let's go. 69. Oh, I gotta put my YouTube chat over here on 59 mode. Verify your account. Come on. 229. Nice. Kaylee, 448. Ariana, 491. Nice. Nice. Spartans Never Die, 159. Not as much as last sprint. Hey, well, you're at what 300-ish words today? That's good. Kiara finished the chapter. Love it. Haley, samesies. And Michaela, 387. Nice, nice. I ended a chapter. I've made some deviations from my last draft. I ended my chapter here, and I'm breaking into what is truly the inciting incident of, you know, stories about gnomes. We got to encounter the gnomes at some point. That's finally about to happen. Very excited, very excited. I'm rereading how I did it in my last draft. See what I liked, what I didn't like, so I can do it even better this time. Willa says, my plot's getting so juicy. I love that. That's exciting. You're having a gnome-tastic day then. I'm trying. In this next chapter, I will officially have a gnome-tastic. Willa says, and it's not even at my favorite part of the trip. Still the favorite part to come. You know what's good when you start getting excited by your own story. If you're not getting excited by your own story in some way, it's hard to imagine the reader getting excited by that story. You know what I mean? If like you are more invested in your story than anyone else in the world, so you should be getting excited about it. Lantern Valley says, where's that track bear link? Time for me to join Novella November. Let's go. I'll hunt it down for you. Minecraft story mode OST during the sprints. Minecraft has some pretty killer soundtracks. I don't know story mode OST. I'm not familiar with that one. I'll grab the link for you. Lantern Valley. Is story mode OST just the classic soundtrack, or is it from What was the, didn't Telltale do a story version of Minecraft? Anyone remember that? Am I crazy? All right, the track bear link in the chat. There you go. It's from the Telltale. All right, there you go. I don't know that one. I have played a couple of the Telltale games. I've thought about thinking about finding some sort of game to play on the live stream, just because I thought it would be fun one day to do that. Haven't yet been able to figure out which one. Ideally, it would be a game anyone could hop in and play with. I'm not sold yet on what that might be. So maybe we'll have to get a brainstorming crew together. Yeah, the story version of Minecraft, I assume that's the Telltale. Yeah, it's from Telltale game. I played the 159. I need to either upload an ID or start posting videos and wait 2 months. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't remember that being part of my I thought you just had to like verify your email. I don't know. The writer Lee says, I love Track Bear so far. I'm so glad to hear that. It makes me feel competitive and motivates me. I thought Track Bear could only be positive, mostly because we're approaching it in a positive. But it makes me really happy to see that people are using it, and it's super cool to see everyone's trajectories and see as they're writing. I love seeing it too. There were some other ones I checked out. So there's Track Bear, but then there's also Right Club, I think was another one, very similar. And then there was a more robust progress tracking, habit tracking thing called For the Words. But it gamifies writing to a point that was a little too much for me personally. It was like you write in their writing tool, and the gamified nature of it is that it gives you like a monster that you're fighting, and every word you type does 1 damage to the monster. So you go through and you get armor and you level up and everything. But the cool thing was that you could do community things where everyone's writing together to slay the big monster. And I thought that could be fun, but Track Bear seemed like the right move for this thing, for Novella November. Anger is such a driving emotion. Anger for the wicked and unjust. Anger for a family situation. Frustration that nothing's working out. Willow, is everything okay? You seem angry. Anger can be good in a story. Gotta channel it right. There's a book I've been wanting to read for a while I haven't gotten around to called Rage of Dragons. It's a pretty celebrated, kind of African-inspired fantasy book. And it's very much a sort of a revenge plot. Someone, you know, something bad happens to their family and they gotta get revenge. And that's what made me think of your comments, right? That seems like a plot driven by. Heard good things. All right. That's 60 something boots I've been meaning. Oh, there's about 60 books I've been meaning to get read. Yes, yes. There is a book that came out last night. One of my favorite reads. Maybe it was last year. One of my favorite reads last year. James Islington, The Will of the Midnight. If anyone's read that, it's a fantasy book, very cool. Almost Roman inspired with a magic system purely based around classes. And so everyone who's of a lower class has to give half of their strength to basically a specific person in the class above them. And everything funnels up to the most powerful person, the ruler of the whole country. And it's got a whole magic school. It's all politically motivated. There's all the secret, behind the scenes stuff. And it was a really fun read last year. And the sequel to it came out last night. It's called The Strength of the Few. So it's rare that I find a book that I'm going to like be excited for that is just coming out, you know? We have like 100 years of books worth reading. And usually I'm picking up a book that's come out a decade ago. But very few times is there a book that's actively coming out that I'm actually... No. Pretty good. James Islington, The Will of the Many. It was my favorite read last year. And I'm hoping the sequel might be my favorite read this year. This year I've read fewer books than I did last. Yeah, check it out if you need another book on your TBR. So that's my plan tonight. Also, I need to figure out a time to film videos in addition to reading, in addition to doing these live streams. Not enough time in the day, I'll tell you. The first book of that of this series I'm talking about is called The Will of the Many by James Islington. And then the second book that just came out is called The Strength of the Few. Will of the Many, The Strength of the... How do I join the Writing Theory Track Bear group thing? Lantern Valley, I posted a link that's in the chat. You might have to scroll up to find it. But you just make an account on TrackBear. Super simple, super lightweight. They don't send you hardly anything. Just like verify your accounts. And then when you click on that link, you're in. You're in. Right. Here, I've been tracking how many books I've read this year on Goodreads. It's fun. I like Goodreads. I want to try. I think Goodreads is good because it's so popular, but the UI in Goodreads is terrible. It's really bad. So I'd like to try some of the Goodreads alternative, but it's hard to beat something that's already so... Willow says, is there different powers depending on what people believe in a person or a political figure? You have to read to find out. There's definitely some class stuff, but there's also... I can't say it without spoiling too much for you. Writerly, I've read fewer books this year than last year, but I'm also trying to make my way through The Way of Kings, which is like 4 books in one. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. It's a good one to read. Brandon Sanderson's so approachable. I hope you have a good time with it. It's a great book. At least I think so. I DNF'd a couple books this year that just like life was getting too busy, so I wasn't able to really finish them. And that includes a Ryan Cahill book for The Blood and the Bounded, maybe what that series is called, and then this book called Heroes Die, which I was telling you guys about at some point this month. But I'm also halfway through reading a Malazan book, so that's like 1,200 pages, so I can't give up on that. And then I just picked up a Terry Pratchett Discworld book called Mort, because I needed something small to like get back into reading, and then now I have this one. All right, anyways, I digress. Oh, I didn't know it auto-added me to the group. I'm here to make it as easy as possible, Lantern Valley. It's my gift to you all, is making it as frictionless as I can. My gift to you. Here, I've read almost 70 books. That's awesome. Willow, I got an autograph book makes me feel obligated to read it. I feel the opposite. If I get an autographed book, that book's being put away and taken care of. I've got a bunch of the special edition Sanderson. Big Sanderson. Taylor says, I've started reading The Way of Kings like 4 times now, and I always lose my place and have to read. For what it's worth, I read the first 3 books of the Stormlight Archive, and everyone told me Mistborn was the Brandon Sanderson book to read. And I started and put down Mistborn like maybe 6 times, where I was like, I picked it up And I tried it on audiobook. I was reading it and it just didn't capture me right away. And then I ended up putting it back up and reading something else. And I would eventually read the whole series. And I've read all of Mistborn Era 1. I have not read Era 2. But I read Era 1 and it was great. But sometimes, even if a book is going to be good, or a book that even after you do read it, you're like, wow, it was great. Sometimes you just need a book that catches you. And if it doesn't catch you, then it's not the time to read it, especially when life is just so. Okay. Let's do some writing. Another 25 minutes should take us almost to the end of the live stream. Let's do it. 25 minutes on the clock, music going up, microphone going off. how'd we do? I'm at 1900 words, which is pretty close to my, it's maybe a little under my normal pace. I had a little bit of a lull in this one as I was trying to think of how to approach a specific kind of conversation, but it all came together. Spartans Never Die, 215 words. Margot, 1100. Wow. Good progress, Margot. Kaylee, 0 words, but 1 pot of matzo ball soup boiling on the stove. If that's not a real win, then I don't know what is. Lantern Valley, 1200 in a single sprint. Let's go. Ryder Lee, about 827 words. Not super productive, but whatever. Look, Lee, I consider 800 words in a sprint to be above my normal pace. That sounds like great progress. 1249. I win, Margot. Take that. Kiero, 292. War Bagel, 295. Had to rewrite because I didn't like what I had. I get that. I get that. Ariana, 409 words. Staying solid, staying consistent. Let's go. Margot and Potato. W matzo balls. Let's go. Matzo balls in chat. Finally a worthy opponent. Michaela, 450 words. Nice. Yeah, we need like a 1v1 duel mode on Track Bear. A shorter term. Oh my god, how cool would that be? Sort of a shorter term, maybe tournament style riding challenge. 2 people are pitted together. It's just hard. It's so hard to actually have it work. But the cream rises to the top. The challenge, the tournament winners face off. You see what I'm saying? We're all on the same page. Riding tournament, that's what I'm talking about. J-Sam, 759 words today. Nice. That is awesome. Riding tourney. That would be awesome. That would be fun. I tend personally to not try to build like competitive events. I try not to. That's why technically in the writing theory Discord, we don't have writing contests. We have writing challenges. Less competitive, more just about you versus yourself kind of thing. I do have a couple ideas. I told you that our next writing challenge should ideally be happening maybe December, maybe January. Definitely could not do it in the midst of November. But I want to do something a little bit more special. So I got a couple things on the back burners for how I want to put this together. But my goal is at some point to have some physical outcome, physical sort of product from the writing challenge that can be a cool sort of like one-time kind of thing. And if your story's in there, how cool would that be? I'm telling you, there's something there. There's something there. I'm working on it. Here are 939 words today. That is killer. Good job. I didn't know we were done. Lantern Valley's got the anime glasses glare. Hold on. How do I? One of those moves. Willow, 1,000 words today. We're Bagel. Like, you both have a rough outline made by the judges. You have to between 500 to 800 words to tell the story. There's something there. It needs to be further developed. I don't think that's going to end up in our next writing challenge. But if I can take that tournament style and sort of finagle it in a certain way, I still don't want it to be like, you know, I'm going to participate because I want to win, and then you don't win, and you're like, you know what, I'm never doing one of these again. Because some people are like that. We had, I don't know, in our very first writing challenge we ever did, we had there was someone who was very much expecting to place very highly in the writing challenge, and they didn't, and then I never saw them on the server again. They just disappeared. So yeah. Good times, good times. Yeah, but you know what? The writing challenges that we've done on the Discord, I don't know how many people here have been able to participate. The writing challenges we've done on the Discord have been so much fun. There were a lot of effort on my side. I have yet to figure out a good way to bring in additional sort of judges to participate in the writing challenge. So right now it really is me and my wife read every single submission, which takes a lot. It ends up being like 50 to 70,000 words depending on submissions. That's like a whole novel. I wasn't able to do the last challenge, but I did the 2 challenges before, Kaylee. I think I remember, here's the cool thing. One of my favorite parts of doing the writing challenges is, especially for the people I see in the Discord a lot or who join these live streams, if you submit stories in the writing challenges, I tend to like remember some core concepts of your stories and like, you know, how the, you know, who wrote what story and everything. I think that's really fun. Ryder Lee has a cold. So sorry. It's tough to write through not feeling good. I have a short story I wrote not too long ago that I wrote in the midst of a fever. I don't know how good the writing was, but I was like laying in bed at like 1 a.m. sweating. And I was like, I'm wide awake. I should go write a short story. But otherwise, if I'm not feeling good, Lee, I can't do what you do. Like, I just shut down. So respect for still putting in the work. Oh, Justin, yeah. You just made the end. It's so nice to see you, though. Welcome, welcome. Oh, Jumper, I have yet to participate in one of the writing challenges. I hope you get to. They're pretty fun. It's just like how it's kind of cool to be part of like the November, you know, kind of writing challenge. There's other people sort of writing along with you. We're all kind of going through it at the same time. The writing challenges are like that. We make a little dedicated spot for them in the Discord so you can talk to each other. You can share your story with other people and get editing and feedback on it before you submit it. Really cool. And because it's a challenge, not a competition, it fosters that sort of help each other make your story as best as it can be kind of thing. Ideally. A story written during a fever's got to be wild. It was something. It'll go up on my website once I edit it. I only got a few hundred words yesterday, but I'm feeling more mentally better today. I'm glad to hear that. I hope you're able to do some more writing tomorrow, and I hope you feel better tomorrow. Must be the must be the ghost peppers that made me type faster. Hilarious. The creature challenge, that was run by B, which I'm definitely open to more community kind of like originated challenges. That was something more run by B. We love B. I consider it still an official writing theory event. It was super cool to see the drawing that they did at the end. Justin, 700 words yesterday, nothing today so far. 700 words yesterday, good place to start. Justin, have you been putting any of your progress in this track bear thing that we're doing? If you are interested, link in the Discord and you can plot your progress along with everyone else who is participating, whether you write in this sprint or at another point. May we all be healthy and write prolifically. It made me spell better than I did. Yeah, bold choice to go with prolifically. Sometimes if I'm writing in like a chat place, I'll start with a word I would normally say, and then I'll be like, I can't spell this right. And then I'll back up, and then I'll use a word that's a little bit more simple than what I normally say. Whoops. All right. Anyways, we are at the end of our stream. We did 3 great sprints today. Made some good progress. Not quite as much as I wanted, but still progress nonetheless. Spartan says, how's the Midwestern weather treating you? We did get some snow the past couple days. It's just about all melted. It's still cold, but now there's also no. Kind of a bummer, but it's good. I like the cold. The cold doesn't scare me. Willow says, may we all be healthy and write efficiently with no writing blocks, and that's what I think as well. Thank you everyone for joining in. I hope you made great progress. I hope you had a good time. If you're keeping track of your word count, put them in TrackBear. If you're part of the Pro Writing Aid stuff, put it over there. Earn your badges. I don't know if you know this. I didn't know this, or else I would have sold it a little bit harder. If you get through Novel November over in Pro Writing Aid, you can get, I think, something like a 50% discount on Scrivener. I think. I'm like 80% sure that's the case. So if you're not already putting some words over in Nov, maybe that's a good justification to do so, and then you can get some Scrivener. Thanks. Slathered in oil. What do you... Willow, what's happening? But yeah, I believe that to be the case, but there's other cool things going on there. All that being said, I'll be here tomorrow, and if you're going to be here, I can't wait to write with you. I like chatting stories. We did a lot of fun sprints today, but I think I'd like to do some story chatting tomorrow. So hopefully I'll see you. Hope you all have a great rest of the day. Hope you feel better, and good luck.